Hi, this is George. Today I'm going to work on a random doodle Tuesday, but I'm working on an experiment using Neocolor IIs, and you can use watercolor it if you want. It's not a problem. It's the same general principle. As with other doodles, this is an image that came to me and I let work through my imagination. So, because if I ignore it, it tends to stop me from going to sleep. So I'm going to doodle a simple arch. The actual structure is simple, but what goes around it is kind of intricate. So I'm basically penciling in a few shapes. Now, this is kind of a long video. The actual doodle took about maybe an hour and 15 minutes, but I sped it up and cut out a lot of filler so I don't upload a really long video. So if you want to fast forward, that's fine with me. One of the things that I wanted to experiment with this doodle was to use a limited palette of colors. I will be using primarily blue, purple, and yellow ochre. And although I'm using Neocolor IIs from Caran d'Ache, you can use whatever watercolor you want. It's the same process. I used to do this number of years ago, but my stroke had me slowly get into painting again. But as I grow more and more confident with my painting abilities post my stroke, I wanted to give it a shot. So I'm slowly adding a little bit of the Neocolor IIs to establish the overall background in relation to the arch. It's a very light wash. As we progress, we'll add more and more color. every so often, you can go in with a bit more color, but remember to thin it out. I want to add a bit more dimension for the arch. I've established the main color for the background. So now I'm adding in a bit more color to define the shadow. Again, go gently. You don't need a lot of pigment to change the overall intensity of the shadows. It's all going to reinforce the shape of the arch, but using only washes. During the process, I'll put in a little bit of the blue back in, and using more water on my brush, I'll continue the washes. Sorry about the blurriness here. I'm adding a bit of purple to give the background a bit of more variety, as well as in reinforcing the blue in certain places. While the background is drying, I'm going to switch to adding some dimension to the inside of the arch and the arch itself. For this, I'm going to go in with yellow ochre, and I'm also going to use a bit of the blue. I find that this combination, the yellow ochre and the blue, is very muted and subtle. Also, because the background is primarily coal, the yellow ochre is more warm, which adds a little bit more contrast to the overall piece. And incorporating a bit more of the blue will define it a bit more, but not too much. Again, I'm going in with a bit more structural detail. You can use it as many details as you want. My main goal in this one is to kind of keep it simple. Now, depending on the response that I get from this video, just let me know in the comments if you want me to do more of these. Or hit the like button if you want to see more of these. Either way, thanks. Again, I'm adding in a little bit of purple and follow it up with the blue. Doing this will darken the background and building a bit more depth at the top of the arch. And reinforcing some of the arches details. Going in with my Caran Dash yellow ochre and a little bit of blue. As with doodles, the more detail you can add or dimension, the better. So here I'm using the pencil marks that I left on purpose to give it a bit more dimension. I wanted to reinforce the archway a bit more, so I'm going in with a bit more blue and working it out for a wash. If you know me, I like the number 3, so I'm building up the shadows around the arch in 3 layers. And then when in the arch, I will continue with 3 additional layers. While the background is drying, I want to work on the inner structure of the arch. And as before, I will be using a combination of yellow ochre with blue. Now you could use whatever colors you want, but these are the colors that work well for me. I'm just giving you some option of what you can do with either the Caran d'Ache Neocolor IIs or watercolor, or even with watercolor pencils. Just an idea. As you explore the arch, realize that no two arches are ever the same. Besides, this is your art. You can do it however you want. I want to have more shadows in the background, so I'm applying a bit of blue and purple. While the background dries, I'm going back into the area here for more detail. Okay, so I am reworking this area because it's not as pronounced as it is on the other side. Now, it doesn't have to be a perfect match, but close enough. Before I go in and apply my ink details, I need to make sure that the surface has completely dried. I like to have the bulk of the detail more in the foreground than in the receding areas of the piece. That way, the detail won't overtake the overall delicacy of the washes. Here I'm changing the point of the pen because it doesn't work out. So I'm going to go with a 0.005 of my Staedtler pens and ink in. Now, as just as the structure of the arch isn't necessarily perfect, and the details don't have to be matchy as well. Just have fun as you do your thing. I like to plan out some possible areas where I can either apply more darkening, like adding in a lot of black, or my metallics. And as an extra oomph, I like to add a lot of black to my doodles. Not only do you serve as um, contrast, but it's a great way or background for applying some gold and silver, which you will see shortly. Now, the piece right now looks good, but I like to add a bit of gold. So I am adding it now, as well as a different shade of gold that kind of imitates copper. And then a little bit further on, one that looks like silver. So, what do you think? I hope you have enjoyed the video today and got inspired to do your own or a variation. I will see you in the next video.